Hey guys, Night Cruiser MA, and today I'm going over a bumpy road like I usually am, and I'm riding with a friend who I don't think he really wants his name out there, so I'll call him Joe, and we are just taking we're taking what is a long ride for me and a short ride for him. We're going to go over to pretty much just Connecticut, I think is the idea. And this is a guy that has done the I think it's called the Iron Butt Challenge. Is that the proper name for it? It's 1,000 miles in 24 hours. And these are things that he does pretty much just kind of spur of the moment. Like, hey, I think I want to do 1,000 miles in 24 hours. So, essentially, you know, this is like a little hop, skip, and a jump for him. I think next year he's planning a trip up to the Labrador coast. And what are we doing here? What is the okay? And I think he's going with his son up to the Labrador coast. That's a I think it's going to be something like 3,000 miles, and I just can't fathom it. So anyway, so this is just going to be a nice little. I think it's going to be maybe like an hour out and an hour back, and I don't know how much of it I'll vlog during, because it's just going to be kind of enjoying the ride and literally just trying to keep up, because my bike is a 1800cc bike. It's a V-twin. He has a BMW. I think it's a BMW 1200 KS or a KS 1200 or a K1200S. I think I've got most of the letters of the alphabet and a couple of numbers in there. So his bike is pretty quick. Woo! Now this is fun. I don't know why this bike is so great on the highway, but I really do enjoy it. I hated the Victory Cross Country on the highway with the way its windshield was. It just was a horrible height for me, but this is just a lot of fun. Doing about 75, and it's really nice. Oh, this is great. Oh, man. I'm telling you, I know highway riding is not like something that most people love. But on a bike like this, where you're not insulated from the wind very much, you just got this little windshield here, it just feels great. And the temperature is just perfect. I mean, it's like probably 85. And it is just an absolute joy to be out here right now. Okay, that's really sad. I don't know if anybody else has ever done that. I'm sure it has, but I'm sure it has happened. But I was literally just so relaxed, sitting here just doing 75 in the left lane. And my whole body was just so relaxed that I just kind of went into that little, that space out zone where your eyes just become fixed. And you're just like, oh, I'm just kind of stuck gazing here. And I was just gazing at absolutely nothing. Happened for about 2 seconds before I went, Evan, you're doing like 75 here. You can't be gazing at nothing. Yeah, a friend of mine said, I saw you on your bike and I felt sorry for the bike. I had to laugh. I was talking to Joe about the Sena Bluetooth headset that I have, the SMH10, and I said, you really got to get one of these, because I mean that way you can just be talking the whole time, and I said, the cool thing about it is that I think it has something like a 10-hour talk time, and he's the only person I know that says, oh, yeah, but then what? Like 10 hours isn't enough for him. If I get like a 3-hour talk time, that covers about 99% of my riding. Oh crap, I'm on camera. I was just checking her out, and I gotta learn eyes only. My whole camera's going, oh, boy. So that was kind of cool. We just stopped at a Dunkin' Donuts just to check in with each other and make sure we were doing fine. And there was a guy there sitting on an older Harley. And of course I had stopped the camera. Not that it was a big deal or anything, but it would have been cool. And he just, it's like the thing that's so great about motorcycling. It's the thing that the people that don't bike, they miss out on. They don't understand, and that's the camaraderie. So we pulled into this Dunkin' Donuts, and we were just talking for about maybe a minute, and this guy was sitting on his Harley, and he was waiting for his friends to show up so they could go for a ride, and he just came over and just started talking to us, just telling us we had two beautiful machines, and asking us where we were going, and it was just a really nice chat. He asked, what are we doing here? What's the plan? Or is this guy going? Oh, I see. Okay. So he asked us what the longest trip was we'd ever taken, and for Joe, that's not really a difficult question to answer. I mean, I think he. Well, actually, no. I'm sorry. The first thing he asked was, what's the furthest you've gone? And he said 1,000 miles in a day. And he said, what's the longest trip you've taken? And I think he was talking about a trip he had taken to Nova Scotia. And this guy said his longest trip was out to Sturgis. And he said, I took that trip when I was 65. He said, I can't believe I did it. So, I mean, this guy looked like he was probably about 60. So, go figure. Maybe he was 70. I don't know. But he said, yep, I took that trip to Sturgis when I was 65. And he said, Sturgis itself is a pig pen. But he said the ride out there is really pretty. So, it was just really nice, We just talked about where we were from and where we've lived, and it was just really cool. So that's one of those things that if you don't ride a motorcycle, you just don't get it. You just you might look at a motorcyclist, and in particular, and quite unfairly, you might look at a Harley rider. Especially a guy like what we just saw, who was maybe 70 and a shaved head and sunglasses and kind of a little bit of a pot belly, because like I can talk, right? And you might think, he's this big tough dude, whatever. Nope, I'm telling you, I don't care what kind of bike you ride, there is a camaraderie that happens, and you just meet the nicest people in the world. And it wouldn't matter if you were in a car, this guy would be the same way. I'm telling you, motorcycle riders are not these I mean, 99% of motorcycle riders are not these rather, obnoxious, stuck-up sort of guys that are, really, really tough. They might pull up to you and they might be wearing a bandana and sunglasses and have tattoos, and they'll walk over to you and they'll just be like, hey, that's a really cool bike, where you going and how long you been riding, and it's just a complete fallacy as far as the whole tough guy appearance thing. It's a lot of the guys and women that I've met have just been really, really friendly. So I learned something new actually during that conversation. I was telling this guy that we met, I was telling him how quick Joe's bike is here, and I said, mine's an 1800cc and Joe's is a 1200, but I said, it just seems really quick. And I said, it's a 4-cylinder, right? He said, no, it's just a 2. But it's a boxer configuration, and apparently it's just I know he's got the 2 cylinders are mounted horizontally, and it gives him a nice low center of gravity. But that is a really quick engine. I'm very surprised. And maybe it's just that the bike, well, I was going to say maybe the bike is lightweight, but I don't think it's that lightweight. So I don't know. I mean, look at this. I'm losing them now. I gotta catch up just a bit. Ah, yes. Very, very nice. Pretty though.